November 9th, 2024. Who could imagine? We're still here. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tang Sanjeevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Hey Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And one more time. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we will proceed with our song of Srila Narottama Das Thakur, and we'll read a little more of the Narottama Vilasa, and then I have a bit of show and tell in the form of books. And we'll see what you have to share. I see that Srinivas Mitra is working on his carving. He's a carver, a wood carver. He just... Oh, he's making Lord Jagannath. Wow. Beautiful. Very nice. Good. Okay. The song we went through last Saturday, I have here. I have to move that. And I just thought to revisit briefly, especially verse number 3. This was Sri Krishna Vignapti, song number 2 from Prarthana, and verse number 3. Preme pichalo pata gamana bhelo banka mrigamada chandan kunkume bhelo panka. So the path of love for Krishna is winding and crooked. It is slippery and filled with mud and mixed with kumkum, sandalwood paste, and musk. Preme pichalopata, gamana belo banka. Banka means crooked or bent, banke bihari, and Tribanga Krishna. And what did we say last time? Pichalo meant slippery, or it meant mud. I forget now. Pata means the path. And Mrigamada is that which makes deer mad, namely the musk, which is in their the male navel. So I guess it's like the elephant, when the elephant is in rut, as it's called, in heat, the male elephant, something oozes from their forehead, their temple, something called ichor. And I don't know how it works. The smell of that makes them quite mad. Anyway, Mrigamada makes the deer quite mad. So it's an interesting mix described here. There's mud, and the mud is mixed with kumkum, sandalwood paste, and musk. So kumkum, sandalwood paste, and musk are very nice things. Mud we don't usually think of as something so nice, but of course the mud of Vrindavan is no ordinary mud. So I thought that's very interesting image. Preme pichalopata. And then the last line, the great ocean of love of Krishna stretches without limit in all directions. Dik vidik nahi premera patar. Although Narottama Das does not know how to swim across the ocean, he plunges head first in the translation, head first into it. Dubilo. Dubilo means immersed, sunk down. And dig vidig is, dig means direction, and vidig, I guess, means like opposite direction. So I think the expression means in all directions. Dig vidig nahi prema patar. Patar. Yeah. Whether it means path, it's translated here as ocean, Shantar. In any case, that was our song from last week. Let's go to this week's song. And maybe I should let you see it here. Share. Share. Okay. And we'll put this up here. Oh, we can put it here. Yeah. Okay. Narottam's Thakura Prarthana, song number 54, it says. Okay. Official name is song number 54. All right. We've gone through many songs. That means 54, 53. Yeah, time passes, the weeks pass. All right. Hede, Hede, nāgara-vara, śuno muralīdhara, nivedana kari tuyā pāya. Charana nakhara jeno, cāńdera, gāńthani. Bhāla śobhe āmāra galāya. Oh, my dear hero, O Lord, the flute player, please hear my request to you. Your jewel-like toenails resemble the rows of moons that I wear like a necklace around my neck. So he's making a request. Suno, of course, means listen, and this is the imperative form. So it indicates and it suggests some familiarity, a sense of, not being too formal. And this hey, I've never seen this before. Of course, we see the expression hey Govinda, hey Gopal, but I've never seen this Hede. Nivedana kari. Nivedana is a request. Charana nakhara money is jewel, and nakhara is, nakha means nails, as in fingernails or toenails. And then nakhara is the possessive, so the jewels of the nails of the charana, of the feet, the lotus feet. Jeno gāńthani. What was that? Resemble the rows of moons that I wear like a necklace around my neck. Okay. Yeah, cāńdera gāńthani. So I guess that's gāńthani as a necklace, or maybe a collection of moons, of ornaments. Cāńdera of moons. Bhāla śobhe āmāra galāya. Āmāra is of me. Bhāla is good. Śobhe, auspicious, beautiful, charming. And galāya, I'm guessing. Whoops, wait. Gala is the neck, yes. Okay, so it's a nice string of moons hanging around his neck, which are śobhe, beautiful, good. And he's comparing this to the toenails, jewel-like toenails of the Lord. Very interesting analogy. Seems a bit unusual for Narottama. Okay, so he's making a nivedana, and then śrīdāma, sudāma, sańge. Jakon vone jaurange, takon ami dujare dandai. Mone kori sańge jai, guru-janāra bhoy pai, anki rohe tuyā pane cheye. All right, let's see what we can make of this. When you go to the forest with śrīdāma and sudāma, at that time I stand at the doorstep thinking of going with you. But I am afraid of the elders and the respectable people. Therefore, my eyes simply gaze after you. So, of course, this is the meditation. Narottama is in the bhava, the mood of one of the gopis. And she's picturing all the gopas going with Krishna into the forest. So jakon, this jakon takon is common Bengali today. When jakon takon, at that time. And I think this is because kana, I'm a little guessing here, but it's a reasonable guess, I think, would be in Sanskrit kshana, and kshana means moment. So it indicates, so at that moment, at such moment, at that moment, jakon vone jao. So when in the forest, jao, go, when you go into the forest. Range, I don't know, enjoy, maybe. Takon ami dujar dandaye. I don't know this dandaye, but we'll take the translation. At that time, I stand at the doorstep. So, okay. Dujare dandaye is maybe standing at the doorstep. Mone kari sańge jai. In my mind, mone, kari sańge jai. I make association. Guru-janāra bhai, but I get fear by pai, boya pai, guru-janāra. So fear of the guru people means not guru so literally, but the senior people, gurujan. Anki rahe tuyā pane cheye. So anki refers, I think, to the eyes. Therefore, my eyes simply gaze after you. Yes. Anki rahe. Rahe, I think, is remain. Tuyā pane cheye. Tuyā of you. Pane cheye. I don't know. They follow you, something like that. Okay. Chai navin megapane. Tuyā bandhu pade mone elaile kesha nahi bandhi. Randhana shalate jai tuyā bandhu guna gai dhunjar cholona kori kandi. A lot of words here that I never seen before. Whenever I see the new clouds, oh my friend, I immediately remember you and I let loose my hair. When I cook in the kitchen, I simply sing your glories and cry on the pretext of smoke. So this longing gopi is describing her situation. Chai novin megapane, so seeing a new cloud. Mega is cloud, navin is new. Tua bandhu pare mane. And bandhu is friend. I guess she's addressing Krishna here. Pare mane, something about the mind. I remember you and I let loose my hair. Elaile kesha nahi bandi. So bandi is, I guess, bound, and nahi bandi is not bound, and kesha, of course, means hair. Elaile, maybe unbinding, letting loose, something like that. Randana shalate jai. Cooking in the kitchen, I simply sing your glories and cry in the pretext of smoke. Randan shalate jai. Tua bandhu, Tua bandhu guna gai. So singing your guna, your qualities, O friend, bandhu. Dunjar chalana. Kori kandi. Kori kandi, I cry, I make crying. And dunjar, from smoke or of smoke, chalana, I guess, pretense, by the pretense of smoke. So in other words, she's crying because she wants to be with Krishna and his friends in the forest. She can't go because of fear of the gurus, the guru-janāra. And so all she can do is stay in the kitchen and cook and cry. And in case someone suspects or asks, why is she crying? Well, it's just the smoke. Yeah. Money now, manik now. Anchale bandhile rao. Pool now, je keshe karibeshe. Nari na korite bedi, tua hano guna nidhi. Loya piritam deshe deshe. O beloved Lord, you are neither a jewel nor a diamond that I can keep you tied to the end of my cloth. You are not a flower that I can decorate my hair with. If I were not a woman, I could have taken you, the ocean of divine qualities, all over the country. Very kind of different. Okay, money now. You're not a jewel. Manik now. You're not a diamond, I guess. Anchale bandhile rao. So bandhile, I guess, is binding again. Anchale must be like in the end of the sari. Rao, maybe to keep. And pool now, you're jekeshe koribeshe, which I can make which I can put in my hair, kesha, keshe, keshe and veshe. Vesha means cloth, so in the hair, maybe in the hair band or in some other clothing. Nari na korite vidhi tua hano guna nidhi laya piritam deshe deshe. So nari, I am a woman, I am female. Na korite, if I would not be female. And then vidhi, well, vidhi can mean rules, but here maybe it's like an imperative, it's like you know, or the regulation of for women. I don't know. Tua hano guna nidhi, you who are such an ocean of qualities. Guna can mean quality, it can mean also virtue. Virtuous qualities. Laya, having taken piritam, deshe deshe, I guess means taking around country to country. Okay. Aguru chandana hoitam tua onge mata rahitam gamiya poritam rangapai ki more moner sadho vamana hoye chandan hato vidhi ki sadha purave amai. If I were in the translation, it shouldn't be if I were a guru. It should be if I were a guru. A guru is a kind of, well, it's a kind of wood which is giving a very special fragrance. If I were aguru wood or sandalwood, then I would be smeared on your limbs, and when you would perspire, I would have fallen at your reddish lotus feet. Aguru chandan hoi tam. So this hoi tam form seems to be a kind of subjunctive grammatical. So as a theoretical situation. Tu ange mata roi tam. Mata, I think, would mean head, and raitam perhaps spread. Gamiya poritam rangapai. Gamiya must mean perspire. When you would perspire, gamiya poritam, I would have fallen at your reddish lotus feet. So ranga means reddish feet. Paritam, I would fall. Ki more moner sadha. What desires I have. Maner, of the mind. Longings of the mind. Vaman haye chando hato. Although I am a dwarf, Vamana, of course, means dwarf. Hoye chanda. I still want to touch the moon. Vidhi ki sadha purabe amai. Here, Vidhi refers to Brahma, the creator. Ki sadha Purabe, will fulfill, will make full, complete. Amai, of me. Sada, my desire. And then comes the signature line, Narottama Dasa koi, śuno ohe doyamoy, tumi amai na chadi hodoya. Je din tomar bhave, āmāra prarthana jābe, she din dio podochaya. Narottama Das says, please, O most merciful Lord, please hear, O most merciful Lord. Śuno ohe doyamoy. Please do not neglect me. To me, amai na chadi hodoya. Do not chadya. So to renounce or put away. Please don't put away your doya. The day I give up my body, being fully absorbed in your thoughts, Edin tomar bhave, amar paran jabe. So parana is one of these stretched out words. It's prana, life, jabe, so when my life goes, please give me shelter at your lotus feet. She din dio podochaya. Please put she din, this, I think, yes, this wretched one, please give him the shelter, the chaya, the shade of pada, of your feet. Okay, nice. Stretch it out. Okay, now let's, whoops, that's not what I want. Oh, maybe it's one of these. That's mysterious. Okay. I just lost the screen where everyone is. Oh, I know why I lost it, because I have to stop share. Okay. And then I guess go back to share. For those of you, if any of you don't have it on your own computers or other device. Okay. That doesn't go. All right, shall we try this? Let's try it. Hede he nāgara-vara, Suno he Muralidhara, Hede he nāgara-vara, Suno he Muralidhara, nivedana kari tuyā, pāya, nivedana kori tuyā charana nakhara mani jeno gāńthani charana nakhara mani jeno gāńthani bhāla śobhe āmāra galāya bhāla śobhe āmāra galāya śrīdāma sudāma sańge Jakon vane jao range śrīdāma sudāma sańge Jakon vane jao range Thakon ami duare cāńdera Thakura ami dujare dandaye mane kori sańge jai guru-janāra mane kori sańge jai guru-janāra anki rahe tuyā bhane anki rahe tuyā bhane chayana bin mega pane tuyā bandhu pale mane chayana vina mega pane tuyā bandhu pale mane elaile kesha nahi Mandi elaile kesha nahi bandi randana shalate jai tuyā bandhu gunagai randana shalate jai tuyā bandhu gunagai dunja chalana kori khandi dunjara chalana kori khandi Mani now, Monica now, Anchale bandile jao. Mani now, Monica now, Anchale bandile jao. Pula now. Je keshe kori beshe kula now je keshe kori beshe narina kori te vidhi tua heno narina kori te vidhi tuyā heno gunanidhi laya piri tama deshe deshe laya piri tam deshe deshe aguru chandana hoitam tuyā ange mata roitam aguru chandana hoitam tuyā ange mata roitam gamai gamiya panitam ranga pāya gamiya panitam range pāya kimora manera shadha vamana hoye chandan hatta kimora manera shadha vaman hoye chandan hatta vidhiki sadha pura behamaya vidhiki sadha pura behamaya Narottama Dasa koi śuno ohe doyamoy Narottama Dasa koi śuno ohe doyamoy Tumi amai nachadi hadaya Tumi amai nachadi hadaya Hede jedina tomara bave āmāra parana jābe edina tomara bave mara parane jābe sedin diyo pada chaya sedin diyo pada chaya Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolum Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gora Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo interesting song. One interesting thing I find about this song is it's Narottama envisioning himself as a gopi, envisioning a situation of being with Krishna. So it's a kind of two-level envisioning. He's imagining he's of the opposite gender. That's already a kind of a jump. And then he's imagining, well, you could say he's imagining that he's one of the boys going out into the forest with Krishna. Although it doesn't say that, but it could suggest just that. Good. Let's look briefly at Narottama Vilasa. I should move this down. Yeah. Okay. Share. There we go. So you may remember from last week, Narottama is in Puri and he's had this incredible vision while he was sleeping. And in the vision, Lord Chaitanya and so many of his associates appear, and they're all participating in Ratha Yatra. And there's a long list of names of all the different devotees who were present. And at the end of that vision, Mahaprabhu himself approaches Narottama, who is standing in his vision. He's standing and watching everything going on, the kirtan. Mahaprabhu comes to him and says, Narottama, you have to go back to Gora. You have to go back to Bengal. Why? Because he has service for him there. He wants him to establish this new type of kirtan in Bengal. So he's said goodbye. He had just arrived in Puri. Now he's returning and he's on his way back. And he has met this unnamed Brahmin whom he had met on the way to Puri. And then he rests at Yajapur and Jajigram. It might be the same. And then he meets Shamananda, apparently. Shamananda is he becomes a very important preacher in Odisha, in at least North Odisha. I don't know, maybe a wider area. And of course, Shamananda had been with Narottama and with Srinivas Acharya, whose, by the way, disappearance day, Tirubhava Titi, is today. And it's also Gopashtami today, and it's Gadadhar Dasa's Goswami's disappearance today. And it's Sri Dhananjay Pandit's disappearance day today. I'll say something about Gopashtami a little later. If I forget, please remind me. So now he's again meeting Shamananda. Srinivas, Shamananda, and Narottama, the three of them bring all of these books of the Goswamis to Bengal. And we've discussed that. And then they go in their separate ways eventually, and now he's meeting Shamananda again. And here we have those who observed their meeting were amazed. Someone said, "Oh, how incredible. I have never seen anything so wonderful in my life." And someone else says, "Oh, how lucky, to see Sri Thakur Mahashoy, for whom I was waiting for such a long time." Sri Thakur Mahashoy is referring to Narottama Das. So Narottama has such a reputation now. He's highly revered. It seems that he is acknowledged, he's recognized as being a kind of reincarnation of Lord Chaitanya. In any case, Thakur means a highly respected person, Mahashoy also. Um, and so he's being addressed that way, or referred to, Sri Thakur Mahashoy. Someone else said, will we be so fortunate as to see Acharya Thakur once in our life? Okay, Acharya is referring to Srinivas Acharya. And he's mentioned next. Another person answers, certainly Srinivas Acharya will bestow his mercy upon us. Even the villagers came running to see Sri Thakur Mahashoy. Although Shyamananda arranged a solitary house for Sri Thakur Mahashoy, still the people came to see Narottama in his house. Now, when I read this, it takes me back quite many years to a time that I was very fortunate to go on a short tour, 1 week tour with Chaitanya-charitamrita Swami and a small group of devotees. I think now he does, it's always hundreds and thousands of devotees, but we were all together in our group. I don't think we were more than 10 devotees. And it was village preaching. We were going to various villages. And a village in Bangladesh means at least 5,000 or 10,000 people. That's a village. So we came to one village, and I guess we came in the afternoon, and the system was that programs would always begin in the evening around 7 or 7:30, and they would go all night, literally all night. They would just go until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So we came in the, I think, early afternoon. We had prasadam, and we were welcomed in one mud house, which was a 2-story house. A small 2-story house, and the 2-story house had a little balcony, bamboo balcony, and from the balcony we sat on the balcony and we could see across the garden to where people would pass in the village, a small roadway, dirt road. So some 2 or 3 of us were sitting there with our white skin, and some locals saw us from the road, and they immediately came to the house, and they didn't just stop at the door, like, knock on the door, can we come in or something? No, they just came in the house, and they came upstairs, and they sat on the bed in the upper room, and they just looked at us. They just wanted to look at us. It was a kind of strange feeling, being stared at, the way they stared. And it wasn't, it was a completely neutral, just open curiosity. They weren't laughing at us. They weren't afraid of us. They were just really curious. Maybe we were the first white people in the village ever. I don't know. So here, Narottama they've put him up in some little hut, and the people, they just come. They just crowd around. Those persons who had the extraordinary good fortune to receive Thakur Mahashoy and Shamananda's association and mercy were fortunate beyond compare. The entire country became blessed by contact with Sri Shamananda. Well, and then the translator is putting Narottama question mark. So maybe there was a mix-up in the edition of the book which he got. Okay, maybe summarizing the next paragraph, then Narottama bathes, does his duties, sits with Shamananda, and Shamananda tells Narottama, Acharya Thakur left Vanavishnupur for Jajigram a few days ago. So he's been in Vanavishnupur, which is where the king, what's his name? Slipping my mind. He has converted the king. He's become his disciple. Rajbir Hambir, yeah. So he's the Raj Guru there. But now he's left there. That, by the way, is in southwest. Vanavishnupur is in southwest West Bengal. He goes, I guess, south from there to Jajigram. And now he says there's a letter. And Narottama reads the letter. And Shamananda says, he sent another letter from Sri Ambika with Mahaprasadam. Again, Narottama is more excited. He praises Shamananda for his good fortune. And then he touches he's received this Mahaprasad. He touches it to his head. He eats some of it and becomes mad with joy. Thakur Mahashoy ordered his men, bring the Mahaprasad of Sri Jagannath and give some of it to Shamananda. Okay, so he's come with some of his, some others, and he's brought some Jagannath Mahaprasad with him. Probably these sweet, they call them sometimes Jagannath tongue, these sweet, deep-fried grains that we see today. Narottama explains to Shamananda carefully, quote, the associates of Lord Chaitanya who are still alive in Nilachal are now suffering greatly due to the miserable fire of separation. I cannot describe their condition. Only due to the Lord's desire, they are still alive. They're simply waiting to see you. So please do not make delay. Start for Nilachala, Puri, at once. After touching the feet of the devotees there, go to Utkal and benedict the people there by distributing the sublime treasure of pure devotional service. After some time, I will send you a letter requesting you and your men to go to Khetri. So he's saying, go to Puri, see the devotees. They will all want to see you. And then it says here, it's translated, go to Utkal. Now, Utkal, as I understand, is the whole area of what we now call Odisha, which of course includes Puri. But I guess what's meant here is go to Puri first and then preach around Utkal. which is what Shamananda will do. And then apparently eventually he'll also go again to Kheturi. Kheturi is the home of Narottama in what is now Bangladesh, kind of northeast of Navadvip, Mayapur. Okay, so there's these meetings and separations are going on among the great Vaishnavas. Srila Narottam Das Thakura ki jai. I was going to mention Narottam is, of course, we know him through his songs mainly, but also through these biographies. In northern India in particular, but I think also in the south, historically speaking, this was a time of a great kind of explosion of singing devotional songs, which were composed by local musician singer saints, they're sometimes called. So Narottama is one amongst many of them, and Vaishnava singer saints are many, have been many, and they are especially writing their inspiration from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and historians, literary historians have said that Chaitanya's appearance marks a new period in the literary history of Bengal. So what we're reading and singing are part of that history. But I wanted to also mention, and perhaps all of you have heard of Kabir. Kabir is from apparently the previous century, well, maybe much more than that, for maybe a century and a half before Narottama, from the 15th century. And he lived in Varanasi, Benares. And one contrast between, I mentioned Kabir because he became very famous. He's all over India. He's well known, and there's what's called the Kabir Pant. Pant is something like a sampradaya in which they worship Kabir, which is ironic because Kabir most probably would have been very much against being worshipped, because he was in his songs highly critical of organized religion. And I wanted to say he contrasts with Narottama. Narottama was his father was a king, so they were kshatriyas of some sort. And but Kabir was from a weaver. He was from a caste of weavers, those who make cloth. They were considered very low caste. Probably a Muslim, but he has, in his songs, criticized both the Muslims and the Hindus for their ostentation, for their putting on, displays of being religious. Um, and his religious, which is not to say that he was not religious, he was very religious. But what was his religious orientation? It's what is now called nirguna bhakti, nirguna bhakti. And I find this very interesting because it seems like a contradiction in terms. Nirguna means without qualities. And so the nirguna tradition or traditions, they are worshiping the formless God. But Kabir especially and others, they refer to this formless God as Rama, but they don't mean Ramachandra. So go figure. But these are, very widespread, very popular traditions, and you can see on YouTube performances of kirtans by Kabir Pant Kirtaniyas. There's also an interesting book I have about one particular singer in this tradition. So that was a little bit about Kabir. Oh, another point about Kabir is amongst the various groups he was criticizing in his songs, one of them is the not yogis, not N-A-T-H, not. These are ascetics whose founder from possibly the 13th century was Goraknath, whose supposedly guru was a Matsyendranath. So these Nath yogis, you see them today, loosely, I think, associated with the Naths of this time. Anyway, they were ascetics, and they were doing hatha style of yoga and all kinds of extreme activities. Anyway, the point is that Kabir criticized them very sharply, and he said, "You're just all wasting your time. You're putting on a show, and you're not getting what you're looking for. You're not going to get liberated by what you're doing." So one point is that these songs were a way of communicating in, well, we might want to say early modern India, a way of propagating a message. In this case, Kabir was saying, don't be attracted by these crazy Nath yogis. Just sing the name Ram and be joyful in bhakti, nirguna bhakti in his case. Narottama is, we could say, worlds away from that because he's describing the world which is of Krishna Bhakti and his associates in Vrindavan. So it's, but all of these different singers, they had one thing in common, and that is they would sing in their local languages. So what we are singing, what we're reading and singing, of course, is Bengali. And this was already kind of a radical thing, because previously anything that was written in Sanskrit and so on. Right. On that note, Srila Narottama Das Thakur ki jai. Gopashtami. Some of you may subscribe I'm a subscriber, I confess, to the WhatsApp group of Krishna Murari Goswami from Nandagaon. He is one of the priests, born in one of the priest families of the Krishna Balaram Mandir. And he very frequently sends photos from the deities in their latest dress, and also sometimes recordings of songs. And he also gives translation. He gives songs and their translations. And he just sent out a short video of himself speaking and explaining what they do in Nandagaon on Gopashtami. And it's quite interesting what they do. I might try sharing it with the screen, but I'm not so sure that's going to work. Maybe I'll just briefly explain what they do. They dress up two very young boys, and from the photo video, it looked like they're maybe 3 or 4 years old. They dress them up as Krishna and Balaram. And they bring them into the deity room of Krishna and Balaram. And then from there, they worship them there, and they bring them out. And on the shoulders of two men, they take them out on parikram with the cows. And then eventually they bring them back to the temple and they feed them, a huge feast. And they feed them in the silver thalis, the silver plates, which they otherwise use only for the deities. And what this is signifying is that these boys are understood to be, during this festival, they are the deities. They are the Swarupa of Krishna and Balaram. So I think these two little boys have a very good time on that day. They get lots of attention, and they get to eat all they want of all kinds of sweets and everything else. So it's a very joyful occasion, I'm sure. And the way Krishna Murari Goswami describes it, it sounds like it's the place to be on this particular day. What is Gopashtami? It's the day that Krishna graduates from being a calf herd, a boy who tends the calves, to a cow herd. He is given he's given a new cowherd stick, and he is honored and so on. And he's all dressed up. And this is a big event. We can imagine for a 6-year-old boy, because this is when he turns 6 years old, more or less. Wow, now I am a cowherd. Now I'm going to take care of the cows, not just the calves, but the cows. And yeah, all the, Nanda Maharaj is there, Yashoda is there, Balaram is there, all the cowherd boys, the cowherd men are there. They're all wishing them well. It's a big event. So nice. So nice festivals in Braj. It seems like in Braj, every day is a festival. As soon as one festival is over, the next festival comes. Right. Okay, let's go Pashtami. Go Pashtami Titi Kijai. Right, briefly now. Bit of show and tell from my side. I rediscovered in my own library here a very nice book about Srila Prabhupada by my godbrother Rupa Vilasa Prabhu called Without Fear, Glimpses of Srila Prabhupada. Without Fear. And it's a collection of his, I would say, his favorite, his appreciations of Srila Prabhupada. It's quite a thick book. It's more than 500 pages. And it has a lot of photos. Yeah, and I wanted to show one of the photos. Let's see if you can see this. This is a group photo of a commune in northern, I think northern California called, what is it called? Cauliflower, the Cauliflower Commune. And this is from their intercommunal newspaper. And he explains that this newspaper, they would send it around to 300 other communes in the San Francisco area. 300 commune. Commune means, group. You say also intentional communities. This was the mood in 1969. That's when this photo was taken. And he has included this in his book because he wants to show this is where he, Rupa Vilasa Prabhu, first found out about the devotees. He was living with this group of hippies. They're all with their very long hair, and yeah, it was apparently quite a mixed group. Anyway, lots of photos, lots of quotes from Srila Prabhupada, and reflections. He sometimes quotes an entire section, interview with Srila Prabhupada, and then he comments. Here. And he has it in several sections. One section is called Very Old Friends. Another is All Merciful Radha and Madan Mohan. Another section is called Glimpses in Dallas. I don't remember if I've read this part, but Rupa Vilasa was a Gurukul teacher for some time in what was the first school for children of ISKCON in Dallas, Texas. So he was one of the teachers. Anyway, it's a very nice recollection and collection and recollection without fear, he calls it. That's one book, and another I wanted to show Show and Tell is an academic. I'm showing it because one of my articles is in it. So the book is called The Legacy of Vaishnavism in Colonial Bengal. The Legacy of Vaishnavism in Colonial Bengal. There are 12 articles by scholars. This was put together after a conference that was organized by devotee scholars in Oxford a few years ago. I was trying to remember how many. I think maybe it was 2018 or 2019. So the subject of the conference was Vaishnavism in Bengal during the colonial period. So the idea is to focus on this historical time from especially 19th and 20th centuries. So you might wonder what was my article, and I'm looking for the title. Yes, my article is called Claiming High Ground, subtitle, Gaudiya Missionizing Rhetoric on the Adhikara of Worship. Gaudiya Missionizing Rhetoric on the Adhikara of Worship. So what I'm doing in this article is giving a kind of overview of two articles that had been written in the Gaudiya Math's publication, The Harmonist. I think it was from The Harmonist, in which, well, one of the articles seems to be from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in which, well, both articles are defending deity worship. And what I'm doing in this article is sort of analyzing how the arguments are being made and how these, why they're being made in the way they're being made, considering the historical context. Yeah, so that's there. There are also articles by other devotee scholars. Let's see. Were there? Oh, yes, Krishna Kshetra Prabhu, who is from Japan, and he lives in Tokyo now. He teaches at a university there. So he wrote an article, he gave a presentation and wrote, his article is called Divine Transgression, Devotion and Ethics in Bengali Vaishnavism. So what he talks about is he's for years, he's been studying the controversy that was there from the 16th century, at least into the 18th century, about whether or not Krishna marries the gopis. Svakya rasa versus he's talking about that again in the context of the historical period and the public of these times. There's an article, well, yeah, there are 12 articles. I won't go into further. Oh, maybe I'll just mention there's one person, his name is Gerald Carney. I've met him a few other times. He's a professor in America. And his topic is one sadhu, Vaishnava sadhu. His name was Baba Premananda Bharati. And he went to America, this Premananda Bharati went to America in the early 20th century. And in Los Angeles, he was preaching Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and he started a small preaching center. This is like 1903 or 1904, as I remember. We never hear about this, but he's done the research, and it's all there explained. He was there for a short time. He had a small following. I think then he spent some time in New York, and then he went back to India, and that was the end of it. But it's just interesting that already in the early 20th century, Lord Chaitanya, so to say, came to the West. Right. Hare Krishna. What else? Anyone? Let's see, there's things written here. Only now I'm noticing the problem with translation. I hope that was solved. Was that ever solved? Translation into German? Anyone can say? Anandita Rama, did you get translation in German? Keine Übersetzung?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Nein, die gab es dann anschließend. Ja, waren ein bisschen technische Probleme, aber wir haben sie bekommen.
Okay, good. And Dear Lalita, I found that bimba fruit, the color of baby Krishna's lips that are kissed by Mother Yashoda, is called in English ivy gourd or scarlet gourd. It is a tropical vine that is native to India. The fruit is red and ellipsoid in shape, and it is often compared to the color of the lips in poetry. Bimba plant, the leaves and the fruit, can be used for making medicine for diabetes. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, we always hear about bimba fruit in the Damodarashtakam. I don't have the verses here, just here, but I think it's the 5th verse. Muhus chumbitam bimba rakta darang me. Muhus chumbitam. Chumbitam means kissed. Bimba rakta. Rakta means red, and bimba means bimba. So yeah. Na mokshe grahomesti damodareha. Damodareha. I just want to have this vision, says the author. Yes, very nice. Thank you. And Rasodari Hari points out that on this day, Krishna enters his age known as, yes, he's a big boy now. On this day, Krishna formally met Radha for the first time. Okay, that's something I hadn't heard before. I'm sure there's a whole story about that. Does anyone know this story? We would have to ask Krishna Murari Goswami. All right. It's stated in Dwarkanath Thakur's Govinda Vrindavan Nataka, introduced by Subala. Krishna formally met Radha for the first time amidst the assembly of Sakhas as they visited the house of śrīdāma. Okay. śrīdāma, I never get this right. Is it śrīdāma who is the brother of Radha? Or is it Sudāma who is the brother? One of the two, I think. I'm showing my ignorance once again. Okay, śrīdāma, okay. No, Subal. No, śrīdāma. No, Subal. One day we will know for sure. All right, let's see. Audarya Chandrika, you have your hand up.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, and all devotees. Well, I just want to share, because I was inspired by today's song, when Narottama Das Thakur saying that, but I'm afraid of the elders and the respectable people, and because of that, he said that when I cook in the kitchen, I simply sing your glories and cry of the pretext of smoke. And yeah, and I was inspired because I'm reading Venu Gita from His Holiness Kshetra Swami, and just yesterday I read similar thing, and now I remember that, and it was so sweet, and I just want to share in short, same situation, like gopis in the pretext, they are pretending, that they're talking about the flute, but actually they're talking about Krishna, and I just want to share if it is okay.
Yes.
So the gopis, I will read it. The gopis want to speak about
Don't
Krishna.
read too fast. We have translations going
You're
on.
right, yes. So the gopis want to speak about Krishna, but cannot do so in the company of their seniors. Therefore, they glorify his flute playing, and in so doing, speak of Krishna in a covered way. Shri Krishna is very much attracted to such clever language. And then Maharaj was sharing that about the sprinkle of youth gopis. They're recently married and may even have babies. For them, Vedic culture forbids looking at what to speak of glorifying any man other than their husbands. And from the gopis were the feelings to become, the feelings of the gopis to become public, it would be a source of embarrassment for them and disgrace to their families. In this way, the language of the gopis remains confidential. It remains understood only by those who share the same mood. And now I will read a few examples of that kind of conversation. So, when speaking of the nectar of his lips, they glorify the fortune of the rivers. To meditate on his lotus footprints, they sing of the good fortune of this earth planet. To contemplate his blackish complexion, they describe the billowing clouds overhead. Indeed, every statement of the gopis is a hidden meditation upon Shri Krishna themselves from the outside criticism.
Yeah.
So
yes,
sweet.
the Venu Gita, each of the verses is analyzed that way, and I think it's mainly Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who kind of brings this out. Maybe also Sanatana Goswami, how they're speaking on the pretext.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's interesting. So even in Vrindavan, Vrindavan is, the land of the highest, we can say, param tattva, where you could say everything is transparently absolute truth. But within that absolute truth, there are secrets, there is deception, there is, speaking indirectly, there is speaking on the pretext of something else. All these things are going on, but all of it is going on in the context of the absolute truth, which is the supreme truth. So go figure. Okay, thank you. That's nice. That's Shivaram Swami's book.
Yes, this one.
Yeah. Venu Gita. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, and Esther, your hand is up.
Yes, Hare Krishna Maharaj. We are just from Harinam, and we devoted. We have Harinam today, and later we just stop for sadham, and later we will have a public program for new people. And tomorrow again Harinam, and I just told devotees how you were speaking in Rijeka that we should learn from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread the holy name. I was just sharing with them at the end of Harinam. So, and then I also had in mind to tell you, as you asked me to remind you, what are the news with our plans with the festival next year, with your blessings. And so Keshav Maharaj answered that he cannot come at that time, but he will postpone maybe later. So we will make a separate tour in Croatia for him, but still, we hope to make the festival in September with you and Ananda Tirtha Maharaj. So now we offer you the time when you can, so you can choose and tell us in September what time is good for you.
Okay.
So I can also write you short letter so that you can see.
Send me a note.
Okay. And please bless us that we serve nicely.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Maharaj.
Pula Istria Pula Yatra ki jai.
Jai.
So you had Harinam in Pula.
And no, we are in Koper. Tomorrow we are in Portorož. We are devotees from Slovenia. And just like maybe 10 days ago, we were in Rijeka. And again, soon Ishodian is making Harinam in Rijeka, and it is fantastic. It is three hours in the center of the city. And then Namayagya in the temple, and then Prasadam, and then after that, a public program. It is really wonderful what they do. Fantastic.
Yes. Very nice. Yes, things happen. Things are happening in Rijeka.
Yes. And tomorrow we have a program, meeting with devotees, that we also should wake up a little bit in Pula. Please think of us that we start, something also there.
Very good.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Well, if anyone else has something to share, otherwise we can continue with Sri Chaitanya. Yes. Okay. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya. Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra. Jaya Gaura Bhaktarinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya. Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra. Jaya Gaura Bhaktarinda. We continue in chapter 16 of Chaitanya-charitamrita Adi Lila, verse number 102. Nimai Pandit is with the Kashmiri Pandit, who is thought to be the Kashmiri Pandit, whom he has put into a very embarrassing situation, and now Nimai Pandit is reassuring him. Dosha guna vichar e alpa korimani, kavita korane shakti taha se bakani. Such mistakes should be considered negligible. One should see only how such poets have displayed their poetic power. And Srila Prabhupada quotes this important verse from the Bhagavatam, Tat-vāg visargo. This is spoken by Narada Muni. Tat-vāg visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abadhavatyapi namanyanantasya yashonkitani yat shrinvanti gayanti grinanti sadhava. In explaining the glories of the Lord, inexperienced men may compose poetry with many faults, but because it contains glorification of the Lord, great personalities read it, hear it, and chant it. So, shrinvanti, gayanti, grinanti. Prabhupada translates it, read, they read it. Shrinvanti usually would mean hearing it. Namani anantasya yasha ankitani. Ankitani, I think, is pictures. I'd have to look in the word for word. Yeah, maybe we can do that. I don't know if it'll bring us back, though. Depicted. Yeah. It can mean also, I guess, written. In any case, tad-vāg visarga. The word visarga, you might have kind of recognized this. Those of you who have studied Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 10. Ata sarga visargascha stanam bhojanam uttaya manvantare shanukata. Something. So, ata sarga visarga. It's giving a list of the 10 principles or themes of the Nirodho Muktir Ashraya. It's listing the 10 themes of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The first of them, which we usually translate as creation, and then Sarga, which I think Prabhupada translates there as secondary creation. So there's the primary creation of Pradhan. From Pradhan comes Prakriti, going by the Sankhya system, then the gunas and ahankara, buddhi, etc. And then there's visarga, which is basically what Lord Brahma arranges. All of the multiplicity, which is the world. But here, the same word, visarga, Prabhupada just translates it as creation. But what kind of creation? It's a vag visarga. It's a creation of words. Vak, he translates as vocabulary, but I think we can just say speech in general. It's a speech creation. Yasmin pratishlokam abadhavati, irregularly composed. So this, I think, is can be an inspiration for us. I think I mentioned this last time. Can be an inspiration for us in our writing to be not afraid. The condition is given. We maybe want to keep this in mind. Namani anantasya. Anantasya that's the genitive form. So it means possessive form. So that means of ananta. So the names and the yasha, the fame of ananta, when that's there, then abadhavati, imperfectly composed, api, even though it's imperfectly composed or not so nicely written or whatever. Still, shrinvanti, gayanti, grinanti, sadhava. Sadhava is the plural form of sadhu. So sadhus, what do sadhus do? They hear and they sing. And grinanti, I think, means they accept. Hold on, bear with me. Yes, they accept. So, isn't that nice? That's encouraging. Let's see. Prabhupada is mentioning some other poets here. Compositions of Bhavabhuti or Shrikanta include Malati, Madhava, Uttara-charita, Vira-charita, and similar Sanskrit dramas. Uttara-charita, I think he's referring to the Uttara-rama-charita. Then he speaks about, he speaks about Kalidas. He's, of course, the most famous. Kalidas flourished during the time of Maharaj Vikramaditya. Okay. He composed some 30 or 40 Sanskrit dramas. Well, I think there's only a handful that still are available. Kumara Sambhava, Abhigyana Shakuntala, Meghaduta. Meghaduta is not a drama, it's a poem. But the Abhigyana Shakuntala is a drama, and Kumara Sambhava also. And Raghu. Okay. So drama, that's another subject. Next verse. Shaishava chapala kichu nalabe amar, shisher shaman mui nahan tomar. I am not even fit to be your disciple. Therefore, kindly do not take seriously whatever childish impudence I have shown. Chapalya. We've heard perhaps of Gopala Chapala, this troublemaker in Navadvip. So Chapalya, impudence. You know this word impudence? Saying something disrespectful to a superior is impudence. So he says, Shaishava Chapalya, this is my childish impudence. I'm sorry. Kichu na labe āmāra. Please don't take it seriously. Shishyer shaman, I am the same as a very small child. Shishya, I'm sorry, correction. Shishya, so I am the same as your shishya. I am the same as your shishyera saman, mui. Mui is this poetic word for I. Nahan tomar. Why the negative? Nahan tomar. Oh, I see. I am not even fit to be your disciple. So I cannot be even equal to being your disciple. So he's being very, very humble now. He's been humble throughout, but now he's humble and reassuring. Ajivasa jaha kali miliba abar, shuniba tomar mukke shastra vichar. Please go back home, and tomorrow we may meet again, so that I may hear discourses on the Shastras from your mouth. So that's interesting. He's not ending the relationship here. He's not saying, that's it, I defeated you, and now you should just go on your way. He's saying, no, I want to learn from you. So please come back and let's discuss Shastra. I want to hear Shastra from you. Shastra vichar. Vichar can mean thinking about something. Here Prabhupada translates as discussion. And of course, a discussion means a thinking about something together with at least one other person. Shuniba tomar muke, I will hear, Shuniba, from your mouth. Tomar muke, shastra vichar. I will hear discussion from your mouth. Yeah, of course, discussion can also be from one person, but usually we think of it as more than one person. So, yeah, one person speaks, others listening. That could also be discussion. Kali miliba, we will meet tomorrow. Abar, again. That's another standard Bengali word today. Abar, again. E motte nijja ghore, gela dui jan, kabiratre koila, saraswati aradan. In this way, both the poet and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went back to their homes, and at night, the poet worshipped Mother Saraswati. Kaviratre koila saraswati, I should say, Bengali style, saraswati aradhana. And this reminds me of the time, some of you may have heard this from me, but so many years ago, being in Mayapur, and on the day of Saraswati Puja, or maybe 1 or 2 days before, I'm I was traveling with Tamal Krishna Goswami and I think two other devotees, one or two others, in a car. We were driving or being driven to Nrisingapalli. And on the way, we were stopped by some young men, and they would not let us go. They would not let us continue on the road until we paid a tax. And what was the tax? It was for Saraswati Puja. And how much did they want? I think it was 3 or 5 rupees. Maybe that would be like 30 rupees now, 20 rupees, something, I don't know. But it was a very small amount. But traveling with Tamal Krishna Goswami was always an adventure. And on this particular occasion, Tamal Krishna Maharaj decided that we were not going to pay because this was for demigod worship. We don't worship demigods. Now, I actually don't remember how it ended, whether we managed to just drive on without paying 3 rupees or whether we ended up paying, I don't remember. But what I do remember is some years later, again with Tamal Krishna Maharaj, in Bhaktivedanta manner, speaking on the occasion of Vasant Panchami. This would have been 2001. And it would have been his last visit to Bhaktivedanta manor, sadly. But on that occasion, Maharaj had several of us giving short talks on the many different personages who appear and disappear on that day. And he asked me to speak on Saraswati. So on that occasion, I told this same story. And I said, and Maharaj was sitting next to me. I said Maharaj did not want to pay. But neither of us could remember whether we gave 3 or 5 rupees. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj at that time said, I hope that we gave. I hope that we gave. Because in the time between that, so many years before, and as we were speaking in Bhaktivedanta manner, he had many realizations, I think. He became much softer. And I think he became much more appreciative of Saraswati Devi, perhaps in particular because he was now engaged in, you could say, jnana yagya. He was going to university and so on. Oh, okay. Right, so Shri Nimai Pandit ki jai. Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai. Shri Jagannath Subhadra Baladeva ki jai. Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavarinda ki jai.
Yes.
Samaveta Bhaktavrinda ki jai.
Yeah.
Gaur Premanande.
So,
Hare Hare Bol.
Krishna Kshetra Maharaj ki.
So I wish
Jai.
you
Hare
all
Bol.
a
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
week.
Maharaj. Jai Jagannath.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, keep
Maharaj.
well during this next week and keep sane and chant and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna family.
Krishna, Guru Maharaj.